Hello, everyone. This is a video about Sam Hyde and Marky. Perhaps you've seen people saying Sam Hyde dated a 16-year-old when he was 29, or saying he's an abuser, or saying something like that. These rumors have followed Sam Hyde for years, but today, we're finally gonna prove it. The main source of these claims is an infographic that constantly gets shared around. It's been spammed on 4chan every day since it was created. So much so that now it's on Sam's Know Your Meme page, along with a few other infographics. And it shows a picture of Sam Hyde with a young looking girl with a bloody nose, alongside some alleged messages between the two of them, and some 4chan posts giving background on the story. But we're gonna go deeper into it. I know you have a lot of questions. You want to know, who is Marky? What's the context of this picture? How much of what these screenshots say is true? How old was she? When was this picture taken? Where are their clothes? Why is there blood on her face? Why is she smiling? What was Sam Hyde's response to these allegations? Is this picture even real? And isn't this just another Sam Hyde hoax, or prank, or inside joke, just like how everyone jokes that he's a mass shooter? And I'll answer that last question right now. I don't think so, Timmy boy. You post a meme about Sam Hyde being a mass shooter, everyone's gonna laugh along. You're putting the ghost of Kiev in a self-defense situation. Haha, funny. But you mention anything about Marky, and your post will be removed, and you will be banned. Now, is banning people part of the joke? Is that meta-irony, or is that meta-meta-irony at that point? Is Sam Hyde an actual sexual predator, but only ironically, and the real joke is how mad everyone gets? Good question. That one I'll have to leave to your interpretation. But every single one of these other questions will be answered in the following video. And we're going to have Marky's statement on Sam and Sam's statements on Marky. Both of them have talked about each other before, believe it or not. And after all of these years, we're finally gonna learn the truth. So, let's get started. So, this is Marky. Long story short, Marky was a 4chan e-girl. Think like Boxy, but not as popular. Also known as Arwen-chan. There's an Encyclopedia Dramatica article about her, and a bunch of other Marky lore that I'm not gonna get into. But the important thing is that she was pretty well known on 4chan going back to 2013. She's also been very thoroughly doxxed, even before the stuff with her and Sam went public, just because of those psychos on 4chan. Anyway, the rumors about her and Sam started in October 2015 on a thread about Sam Hyde on 4chan's TV board. One user posted about how an 18-year-old girl they knew had been hooking up with Sam Hyde, and they were upset because they thought Sam was a crusader for some higher truths in his own postmodern way. But they saw his texts, and he was actually an emotionally manipulative hedonist who just wants to fuck teenagers. Now, obviously, this is an anonymous 4chan post, but this user also said that the 18-year-old girl was moving into Sam Hyde's apartment. And seeing as an 18-year-old named Samantha did move into Sam's apartment around this time, and every detail about her matches up with this post, it seems to me like this post is real, and this person really did know Samantha. So, Samantha, for those of you who don't know, is Sam Hyde's crazy diaper ex-girlfriend with the IQ of 85 that he's talked about before. Anyway, then a friend of Marky would read this and reply, "Holy shit, dude, are you me?" And talks about Sam Hyde's abuse of an anonymous 16-year-old girl, and uploads a censored picture of her and Sam, where they are shirtless and her face is covered in blood, along with Facebook messages between the two. This same friend would then post again on the R9K board about a week later, giving more details about the story, saying her nose started bleeding because he was rough to her during sex, and leaking more messages between them. And let me give you a little tip, folks. 90% of the time someone says something like this, they're already cheating on you. And Sam was already cheating on her as he typed this message. Later in the thread, someone recognized the anonymous girl in the censored photograph as Marky, based off the side of her face, because Marky was well known on R9K, and also because Marky had shown the clothed photos of her and Sam on her YouTube channel. Months later, more R9K posters would then start doing internet detective work to confirm that it was, in fact, Marky in the censored picture. And they would be proven right when the uncensored picture and another photo Marky took from Sam's apartment were leaked in October 2017. And then the uncensored photos were added back onto the original infographic, leaving the old e-detective work unnecessary and also nuking the image quality. And if you're wondering why it says pure virgin here, that wording is kind of strange. So if you actually read this, even though half of the people making this infographic were trying to cancel Sam for being a predator, half of them were trying to cancel Marky for being a whore, for losing her virginity.
Why can't anybody fucking be normal on this website?
So I said that the pictures are from Sam Hyde's apartment. I guess I should prove that. So, if you take a look at the map... oh shit, I'm sorry. If you take a look at the map of his apartment... So, I made this... and I also made this. So, if you look at the background of the Marky image, you can see the power cage... right here, the barbell is that gray object, the railing is the dark brown object, and the post is this bright white object. And this is the most similar angle I could find to this picture in Sam Hyde's videos. It's pretty much the same. And now, you can never unsee it. Yeah, and then this is pick 2. You can compare the black rectangle here, the shelf and the shelf support. You can look up these videos. You can see the timestamp, but the brown door, a similar angle, and you can see that the black rectangle is a bathroom mirror, a small one. And then this is Samantha, aka Diaper Chan. So Sam's ex-girlfriend Channing said that he started dating Samantha when she was 17, not 18. Personally, I can't comment on that. I also can't comment on whether or not Sam Hyde taking a 16-year-old across state lines from Rhode Island to his apartment in Fall River, Massachusetts for sex is illegal. There are a lot of factors at play here. I'm an e-detective, not a lawyer. But I can confirm that his apartment here is in Massachusetts. A lot of people think he was living in Rhode Island at the time, but he was living in Massachusetts, in Fall River.
I often find myself wishing there were no STDs. I live in Fall River here, which is it is the I've been told it's the heroin capital of the East Coast,
And if you look up the age of consent in Massachusetts instead of Rhode Island, you can see it says that even though the age of consent is 16 in Massachusetts, apparently the age of consent is 18 when the victim is of chaste life and the perpetrator induces them to have unlawful sexual intercourse. So, I'm not a lawyer, but here is that broken down into layman's terms according to the law office of John L. Calcagni, who is a criminal defense attorney in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. So, in that law, the term induce means to move and lead as by persuasion or influence, and the term chaste life means the person who was under 18 was a virgin, which Marky was. And the 5 requirements for being guilty of breaking this law are being under 18, which she was, being a virgin, which she was, the defendant induced the complainant for sexual intercourse, which he did, and sexual intercourse did occur. Or, I guess we didn't prove her age yet, but if we prove that Marky was under 18, then that means we will have proven that, by the letter of the law, Sam Hyde committed a felony sex offense. Now, in terms of the actual application of the law, I would say ask a lawyer. You know, Sam Hyde should ask a lawyer. But, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. After all, we haven't even proven Marky's age yet. But now we've learned that Sam Hyde and Marky did have a sexual relationship. You might have thought that was obvious, but with Sam Hyde, you have to prove every little itty-bitty thing, because his fans are fucking psychotic. In their minds, this was just a fan who took a picture with Sam in public while wearing a strapless dress.
Sam Hyde with a girl named Marky. In one of the images, Marky appears to be topless, and in the image of...
Does she? Stop it. We don't know how old she is, you idiot. Does she appear to be topless?
She could be wearing a
She could wear the whole lower thing, too.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a stretch. I'm sure there's pictures in me, like me and my wife, like and she's wearing that type of thing where if you took the picture from the, she might look topless, probably.
Yeah, like certain angles. Yeah, my wife's got
Yeah.
the same pictures.
Oh, that's weird. Wait.
That's a stretch and a half.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah, and no hate to Tommy C, by the way. I know some people are calling him delusional, right? They're calling him an idiot. They're calling him a stupid fuck. But personally, I disagree. I think he's none of those things. Tommy C, you wanted proof that this wasn't in public. That's why I did that part of the video. And maybe she is wearing a strapless dress. Maybe Sam is wearing one too. I cannot disprove that. But, yeah, we can all change our minds based on new evidence. No hate. At least he's not Keemstar. Anyway, these pictures are real, and Sam Hyde and Marky did have a sexual relationship. But we don't know anything about the bloody nose, we don't know how old Marky was for sure, and we still don't have Marky's comments on Sam or Sam's comments on Marky. So, both Marky and Sam have made two statements on this. Marky's first statement was given anonymously on the cancel website Sam Hyde's ex-girlfriend Julie made, called colossusisland.tumblr.com, saved now on archive.is, or Archive Today. And if you read colossusisland.tumblr.com, the site is kind of an incomprehensible mess because the names are removed, but this is Marky's. There's nothing really juicy here. It's more or less saying the same things that the original poster said on 4chan. You can pause to read it, I guess. And you don't have to believe this, because this is an unverified screenshot, but I've also seen this, where Marky says that the reason she met up with Sam is because he offered to give her an autograph. And then, once they were alone, he started feeling her up and said he wanted to date her. Now, is this screenshot real? I can't prove that either way. However, Myrrh was one of Marky's old online usernames. You can find a bunch of her old videos on the Myrrh archive.
Really depressing, you know? All the buildings are crumbling. It's like where people go to die and stagnate. And it's funny because it's right in the middle of not Newport, Rhode Island. And Huckle was joking that it's like the portal you pass into, because the bottom of Rhode Island is completely different from the top. So it's like this portal, and no one stays. You just pass through it. I need to get back on track. I'm kind of deviating from the story here. So we go to this karaoke bar in the middle of Coventry, and it was empty, you know, it was just us, a few other people, the DJ, the karaoke DJ.
Yeah, so Myrrh was Marky's old Discord, and just for reference, Marky's other main online name was Hazelnet. And I feel fine sharing the proof for this because these accounts are no longer active. So there's her old Twitter, Hazelnet. She deleted this, but archives of it are still available. Her old Tumblr, Hazelnet, is still up, and that has pictures of her going back to 2014, and pictures of her dog going back further, which might be a detail in the appearance timeline. And then there's her Twitch channel, Hazel. She still has a bunch of old clips saved on it. And there's also her old Instagram, Hazelnet. And when Marky made her second statement on Sam in October 2019, what she did was she posted it to Discord first and then screenshotted it, before then posting that screenshot to her Instagram story. You can see here, the top left corner is Hazelnet. That's a picture of Marky. And Marky said that Sam filmed her at 16, took her virginity, hit her, had him watch her have sex with another girl. I don't know if she means in person or like a video of it. And she also says he stalked her best friend. She also confirms something that had been a rumor for years at that point, that Sam's comments about an anonymous girl in his video Boston Ross were about her.
Yeah, I remember. She was a tight little piece, okay? I remember that girl. Very fresh, milkmaid skin, big milky jugs. She didn't know what to do with them. She was... Ooh-wee. She was a prude, though. She wouldn't do anything, except one day I rolled up wearing a Citizen watch. Full Ross. And I think you know what happened next. Fucking took the anus, bro. The anus. Told her not to eat anything, but she still ate something, and there was a turd in her ass, and totally turned me off forever to this perfect little cutie. She was a 9.6 for real, not exaggerating. Told her not to eat anything. Took her anal virginity. Citizen Ross. Okay? She had a turd in her ass. Totally ruined it forever. Totally ruined it forever, okay? I would much rather Ross.
The censored words being Marky and virgin, but the most important detail being that these screenshots were released before this video came out. The video was released in January 2016. Meanwhile, all these screenshots were out by November 2015. And according to Sam's comment on Boston Ross from his now banned $1 Million Extreme channel, the video was already 2.5 years old when it was uploaded in January 2016. And 2.5 years before January 5th, 2016, Marky was 15 years old. It was 2 days before her 16th birthday, in fact. And when you add in that he was talking in past tense, I remember Marky. It doesn't look good for old Sammy boy. But to be charitable to Sam, he probably wasn't being exact here. And I assume that if Marky was 15, not 16, she would have mentioned it in her statement. Yeah. But obviously, even if the age of consent is 16, any pornographic recordings of a 16-year-old would still be illegal. And then, so if you look at the reaction to this on R9K, just like with Boxy, you have half of the people psychotically idolizing her, and half of the people psychotically demonizing her. It starts off by someone saying, Marky is the most beautiful girl in the world, and they'd kill their own mother without hesitation if they could spend their life together with Marky. And then they talk about how Marky just posted about how Sam recorded them having sex, and she watched him have sex with other women, all at age 16. Someone posts a screenshot of her Instagram story, and then they start calling her human trash, women were a mistake, blaming her, calling her retarded and Sam a Chad. And then Johnny Neptune, who is either Jet Neptune's dad, or more likely than not, Jet Neptune LARPing as his own dad, Johnny Neptune comes in and says that Marky sent him porn of herself until he ghosted her and stopped responding.
Jesus Christ, why can't any of you people be normal? Why is it like this?
Yeah, and Marky has been hounded by these psychos for years. But the next day, she posted this message that another potential victim of Sam Hyde sent her to her Instagram story as well. Or maybe this was a LARPer. I have no idea. So, Sam Hyde made his first response to the Marky allegations after the uncensored pictures of Marky got leaked in October 2017. Yeah, I found this, and I think I'm the only one who knows about it, which is good for Sam, because if anyone else found out, I think he'd get very upset. Anyway, there are a bunch of infographics about Sam out there. I don't know if you've seen them, but Sam said, first one is a girl who gets nosebleeds profusely. That's Marky. Second one is some chick who fucks YouTubers, and all I did was F her a bunch and not call her. That's Charlotte from Sam Hyde's Sexual Past, who also fucked Rocco from Mega 64. It's like half true. Some of the convos are fake, and I never talked to the short hair girl. So, specifically, Sam has said that the stuff with him and the trans woman is fake on Reddit. And Sam also said that the stuff with him and the short-haired girl is fake on another occasion. Yeah, so half of the stuff with the short-haired girl is fake, and then half of it is real, but it's about Samantha. The second response that Sam made about the Marky stuff is from 2022 in DMs with the YouTuber Soph on her now banned channel, Lieutenant Corbus. Soph's video, on Sam Hyde and Marky, had over 100,000 views before her channel got taken down. In response to rumors about Sam by his former employees, Sam says that 90% of it was schizoid lies, that Channing is/was addicted to heroin and ketamine, and his former employee, James Price, tried bringing a gun to his house to fight him for her. So I talked to James Price, and his response to that was, this. And Sam's response to the Marky stuff was...
And I have screenshots of our discussion. You can read them if you want. I'm just gonna read the relevant portions here. So we talk about a bunch of like the other rumors about him on there, and I just ask him, yeah, I figured all that stuff was fake, and thanks for responding. It's just the Marky stuff that's throwing me for a loop, like the pic with the bloody nose. I don't know what to make of it. And he says, she's known to get nosebleeds. That's like one reason why she's popular with these freak people. That wasn't from me, swear on my life, swear on my money, lol. And then, because he's not really answering my question, because I'm asking, like, okay, what is the context of these images, you know? I hone in and say, were you with her, though? And if so, how old was she? And he says, okay, well, I'm not getting into this because you're a minor and I don't know you that well. I would just say all that S about her being 15 and me punching her in the face is fake. So basically, all he would tell me about Marky after I asked him 3 separate times about her is that she wasn't 15 and that he didn't punch her in the face. But that's like what he said. That's all I can say. That's all I will say.
Now, Marky does get regular nosebleeds. Some of them can get pretty bad. The original poster of these images said that it happened during rough sex. Personally, what I assumed is that she got a nosebleed during sexual intercourse, and Sam was like, let's go to the bathroom to wash up. They look in the mirror, and they're like, oh wait, this is funny. It looks like I punched you in the face. Haha, let's take a picture. And he was so focused on, haha, that looks funny, that he didn't think that this could get leaked and bite him in the ass in the future. But regardless, Marky did say that Sam hit her in general. Actually, I forgot to mention this response Sam made, because even though he doesn't mention her specifically, he is addressing an infographic that Marky is in. Sam said here, half of it was fake and half was overblown, and the box asked him to put the belt around her neck. And if you read this thread, it's pretty funny, because one of Sam Hyde's ex-girlfriends was defending him here, and Sam says that this ex was one of his best friends for 10 years running, and part of the reason why world peace was a thing. This is actually Channing Krieger, who has since said that she was wrong, that Sam is actually a sociopathic pedophile, and she's basically the #1 person trying to cancel Sam nowadays. She also said that part of the reason she changed her mind is because Sam showed her CP of Marky and Charlotte a few years after this. And I cannot confirm the validity of that statement. So, I guess that's everything. We covered both Sam's and Marky's statements. We covered the nosebleed, and Sam said that Marky wasn't 15, so I'm guessing that she was probably 35, 40-ish. That's what I would say if I fucked someone 18 or older and people were saying she was 16. Not 15, that's for sure. But just because I'm 99% sure that Marky was actually a senior citizen, it doesn't mean that I decided to give up on my investigation. After all, doubting our most deeply held beliefs is something that all of history's greatest philosophers have tried to do. And seeing as I am a philosopher myself, I had to do a bit more digging. So the final question is, how old was Marky when these pictures were taken? Because on the one hand, Marky says she was 16. But on the other hand, Sam Hyde's fans say that she was born in 1997 and the picture is from 2015. And this has been debunked so many times. I don't know what to believe. We need more proof. Yeah, we need more proof because Sam Hyde's fans are fucking insane. And every time Sam Hyde looks bad, they go, that's actually a joke. Actually, he was making himself look bad on purpose. I can't believe you fell for it. Yeah, every time he looks bad, it's meta-irony. And every time he's not funny, it's anti-comedy. So, if there is even a single ounce of plausible deniability, Sam Hyde is gonna find some way to wiggle his way out of this. So we need more proof. So in order to confirm how old she was in these photos, we need to know two things. One, we need to know her date of birth, and two, we need to know when these pictures were taken. So her date of birth is in 1997. Other people have actually mentioned this in their videos on the Marky stuff. Her date of birth is public information on online voter record lookup websites. But I just wanted to make sure, so I looked it up myself, and I confirmed that the date of birth, June 7th, 1997, is accurate. And I did not take that information from an anonymous 4chan post. I got it from a Rhode Island government website. That means that Marky would have turned 18 on June 7th, 2015. So, how do we find out when these pictures were taken? Well, we know they were taken before October 24th, 2015. The censored version of this photo had been posted by then. That means that the oldest Marky could have been is 18 years and 4 months. But he was not 18 years and 4 months if you take a look at the Sam Hyde appearance timeline. So, I made this, and, yeah, if this is too confusing for you, then don't worry, I will have a simplified version at the end. So, starting in 2003, 2006, 2009, oh, yeah, 2011. That is when he gets these glasses that he is wearing in the picture with Marky. And, please, do not look up these videos. Like, do not look up Tyler New Bowl Cut on the $1 Million Extreme 2 re-upload channel and be like, hey, that isn't from July 2011, that's from 2014. I am using the original upload dates on the now banned $1 Million Extreme channel. And if you look these up on archive.is, then you can see that the upload dates listed are correct. And yeah, a live stream or I otherwise have proof of the recording date and not just the upload date, then I make a note of that. Yeah, so 2012, you can see that Sam has long brown hair here. And that's when he gets his hair cut. And in June 2013, he goes to Atlanta to record the sketches Officer Maggot and Moms, and I think Father Figure. Yeah, so obviously the pictures cannot be from here because his hair is not blonde in the picture with Marky. Marky turned 16 here. And, yeah, so here's the TED Talk. Here is, there's this stuff. And then, so he gets his hair cut here. This is when the picture with Marky is from. April 2014. April 2014, and then in June 2014, shortly before Marky's 17th birthday, you can see that Sam breaks his glasses. There's green tape on them here, and then they're taped up from that point on, and then you can see this green tape in some videos like Dancing at Five Guys. You can see it in his picture with Weave. And then later in June, after Marky's birthday, he dyes his hair blonde again. So the Marky picture cannot be from here because he has blonde hair. And then he gets different glasses here. So it can't be from this point on. Yeah, that's why I color-coded it red like that. And then, this is from when Boston Ross was recorded, because Boston Ross was uploaded in 2016. You can see Sam here. This is Boston Ross in this Facebook post from December 18th, 2014. I think he was, this isn't his house, and he was with, the Thanks Computer guys, so I think he was in California recording a sketch, the band thing for World Peace, or that would later be shown in World Peace, even though it wasn't for it specifically, I think. Anyway, from this point on, you can see, yeah, Sam has the other glasses, and by Marky's 18th birthday, she had actually left the continental United States. Yeah, or technically, I guess she was visiting family in the Pacific Northwest first, before going to college at Alaska. Yeah, and this is the official University of Fairbanks Instagram account. And then, yeah, his hair is blonde here, it's blonde here, you can see. Yeah, so, god damn it. Yeah, and then the Marky picture was leaked here, so. Yeah, and then all of the messages had been leaked by this point, and that's when the Sam Hyde sexual past infographic was made. And then this is when Boston Ross was posted. Whoops. And here is the rest of the appearance timeline. You can see, after World Peace got canceled, he started to, really look like his modern appearance. And then, yeah, we go back. And then once I found out that the picture of Sam and Marky was from April 2014, what I did was, so I was like, oh yeah, April 2014, that's when all of the drama with Sam and his brony dating sim was going on. And I wanted a screenshot of his Facebook profile picture from back then. So I thought I could probably find one of those in the brony threads. Yeah, and I did. You can see this. It's also April 2014. It's, this here, you can look this up. Yeah, this matches. Yeah, this is also from April 2014, but that has to do with Bear Bath. And that's a whole other can of worms. So, yeah, this is April 2014. This is Sam's girlfriend, Nina, or ex-girlfriend, girlfriend at the time, girlfriend who he was cheating on. You can see his appearance in all of these. And then you can see that his appearance in all of these matches up. And then this is from June 3rd, 2014. It's about 2 months later, and you can compare this. In this one, his glasses are taped up, and his hair is about 2 months of growth longer. Yeah, then Marky turned 17. And I also made a second simplified infographic. And that just goes like this. Yeah, you can do the math here. That's, yeah. And then Marky's birth date. Then he dyes his hair blonde. Yeah. And then, if you go to Marky's Tumblr, Hazelnet, and then scroll back to April 2014, you can also see that Marky looks exactly as she does in the picture with Sam. So, I guess that's proving it in about 4 different ways. I hope that's enough. Yeah, I know that Sam Hyde's fans like to say that Marky was 18, but that's not true. They just made that up because they're coping. Yeah, and then people believe them. Like, people lie. They lie, and people believe them with no proof. Because, yeah, they really, really want it to be true. But it's not. But, yeah, in April 2014, Marky was 16, and Sam was either 28 or 29, depending on what specific date in April it was. The age gap 16-29, probably accurate though. I think the clothed pictures of them are from earlier, but I don't know how much earlier exactly. And this doesn't 100% prove that Marky wasn't 15. It just proves that she was 16 or younger. I just assume that if she was 15, Marky would have mentioned that in her statement. So, to summarize, Sam Hyde was dating a girl named Marky when she was 16 and he was 28 or 29. She says that he took her virginity, made CP of her, hit her, stalked her best friend, and worst of all, he crossed state lines to do it. Sam says that he didn't punch her in the face. She gets nosebleeds profusely, and she wasn't 15, although the infographics about him are at least half true. Actually, I wrote this up because I don't think that my summary before was very good. So, I'm not going to read all this, so pause if you want to read it yourself, because reading it would take too long. So here is a timeline I made. So I don't know exactly when Sam Hyde and Marky started dating, but they broke up sometime in here. Oh. And then... And then I also want to quickly summarize the Sam Hyde's sexual past infographic. So, I'm not gonna say that everything here is 100% true, but what I will say is that these are all Sam Hyde's ex-girlfriends, except for Ashley Jones. So... You can believe them, you can think that they're lying, I guess that's up to you, but... Yeah, so starting off with Charlotte. So Charlotte, she fucked Sam Hyde and Rocco from Mega 64. She said she was 20 here, but this is when she was 20 when she posted this, when she was dating Sam. I think she was 18 and 19, if you go and read the actual thread. And then she also said that, Sam is into fucking 16-year-olds and wanted to fuck her 16-year-old friend in a threesome, and, yeah, obviously, we already proved that Sam Hyde likes to do that shit. And then Charlotte also posted this on her Tumblr. I don't know. Marky and Charlotte met up. So this might have been about Marky. I don't know if they were friends or if they only met up after. And then the one with the husband was Natalie. And then the wrist cutting thing was the box, even though I don't actually believe that. And then this is Marky, obviously. And then Ashley Jones. So, I actually emailed Ashley Jones about this, and I was like, hey, you're in these, infographics, and they're saying that you had sex with Sam Hyde, and here is the evidence that they're going off of, and here is why I think that's false. And, yeah, she replied, and she said, I'm impressed for something incredibly niche as the Sam Hyde e-girl sex drama from 2015. You are very accurate with everything you wrote. Everything you summarized about me is completely accurate. Blah, blah, blah. The allegations I've had sex with Sam Hyde are fake. And yeah, this was before I knew that Sam Hyde was dating Samantha. Like, so Sam actually was dating an 18-year-old who weighed 83 pounds. Yeah, Samantha, thin and very short. And I was talking to Ashley Jones about this. apparently this guy, Thomas Tomato, was a notorious simp of underage e-girls. And he was in, like, his late 20s. And, yeah, so Ashley Jones thinks that Thomas Tomato faked this email. Yeah, maybe he did. Anyway, if you want to ask Ashley Jones about this, her email is on her website, icome.to. Yeah, have fun exploring that, but feel free to ask her yourself. And then, the box. So, Sam Hyde obviously talked about the box before in the, his third response. He was like, she asked me to, put the belt around her neck. But,
Do you want sex? No, I've cleansed myself of all impure desires. Did you fuck the box from XOXO/auto admit? Uh-oh. Yeah, that girl is fucking train wreck. I used to pick her up from the hospital after she attempted suicide. It was probably a bad idea. It's probably a red flag right there. But yes, but she's mostly lying about all that shit. Who's a better father figure, Mario or RoboCop? Definitely RoboCop.
Yeah, he was dating her. He said that he used to pick her up from the hospital after she would try to kill herself. But obviously, yeah, you can see the patterns here. It's like 18-year-old girl, extreme BDSM stuff, choking, spitting, yeah, took a video of it, obviously, you know, extreme BDSM with 18-year-old girls, that you record, and, yeah, also, giving them STDs, which is, pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, being a grown-ass man giving STDs to teenagers. Isn't Sam against the whole, degeneracy thing? I don't know, that might just be about gay people. But, yeah, that's a summary of that. We've also learned that Sam Hyde fans are fucking insane. Yeah, and I would know. I started watching him in, like, 2013. Yeah, back in 2014, I even gifted Charles a copy of Bad Rats on Steam, and he posted it on Instagram. I used to talk to him on Steam a lot. Yeah, and I guess I said he was fucked in the head. I didn't mean it in a mean way. It's just that, yeah, so he's really vague and weird for videos. But it turns out that even in private, what he says is completely incomprehensible. And I'm 90% sure he has schizotypal personality disorder. But, yeah, I think that, like, Charles is a Nazi flat earther now. Sam Hyde is definitely a Nazi. And he's a lot more hateful than Charles. Because Sam actually blames the Jewish race for all of the world's ills. He doesn't split the blame between, like, the devil and lizard people, too. Yeah, I wish I was joking. Also, Charles isn't, like, personally a bad person, you know? And Sam Hyde's fans are also fucking insane, and the way they defend him is embarrassing. Like, maybe you've heard that Sam Hyde donated $5,000 to the legal defense fund of the neo-Nazi website The Daily Stormer. Sam admitted to doing this, but all of his fans say there's no proof. What if he's making himself look bad on purpose? Yeah, it's just a joke that he doesn't correct people on. Like that joke he did with that 35-year-old wearing the strapless dress. Well, perhaps you've heard of Sam Hyde's ex-girlfriend, Channing Krieger. She was the reason why he got put into handcuffs at that comedy show he did in Texas back in June. It's because she was wearing a disguise because she was trying to pull an IDUBBBZ on Sam. Say Marky. But before she could pull out a sign with an arrow pointing to Sam that said gay child raper, Sam freaked the fuck out, slapped the phone out of her friend's hand, and grabbed her by the neck and slammed her into the ground. Yeah, and then she called the police. Yeah, you can look up the police report. It's on fortworthtexas.gov if you want to do that. But, like, Channing failed. But since then, people have pulled an IDUBBBZ on Sam successfully, giving us this beautiful picture. Anyway, about the Daily Stormer stuff. So, there was this documentary on NBC that featured some neo-Nazi book burning.
And I fell into the far right.
There, she met some of the most prominent faces of the modern far right, including Richard Spencer and the organizers of the Charlottesville Unite the Right rally.
This is the type of awful tool, propagandistic tool.
They would get books written by or about Jewish people and burn them. And the whole concept behind it was to stop anyone else from having to read Jewish propaganda. But yeah, it was a book burning.
This is the type of awful tool, propagandistic tool.
Sound familiar? Well, Channing leaked the uncensored video last year.
I practice a different religion of Judaism. I'm still white, so I get what you guys are all about. It's a different religion. And this book right here, so I really hate this book. This is Propaganda by Edward Bernays, which is the introduction of a lot of advertising concepts in the
World War I propaganda.
early 1900s. And this is the type of awful tool, propagandistic tool that was used by Goebbels to convince the Germans to burn over 8 million Jews. It's a Nazi book.
It was 6. Oh no! I mean.
This is the Daily Stormer writer, Eric Stryker, by the way.
Hello, people! We burnt the lies.
Say hello to everyone. Hi, everyone.
This is a symbolic ritual of us as a people coming together and rebelling against the trash, the propaganda that they've used to keep us down, to make us feel guilty, to beat down our people, to win Afghanistan. Wait! Hurrah!
Hail our people! Hail the future!
Yeah, Mike Enoch, Sam Hyde in the background. Don't know who this Nazi is because he never debated destiny. And then Eric Stryker, who thinks that jazz is a bastardization of the waltz. Yeah, this is Sam Hyde at a book burning with Eric Stryker, who wrote over 700 articles for the neo-Nazi website, The Daily Stormer. This is from about a week before the article exposing Sam's $5,000 donation to them came out. And apparently, the leader of the alt-right, Richard Spencer, was there too. Channing is also the one who took the picture of Sam and Richard Spencer that's so widespread online. She posted another one, and she posted this one of when they went out to dinner with him a few days later. And wait a second. Richard Spencer wore a Sam Hyde shirt? I didn't know this guy was a racist. But apparently, even though Sam was burning books with the Daily Stormer writer Eric Stryker and hailing victory with Weave, who also worked for the Daily Stormer, and he admitted to donating the money, there's no proof that he donated to the Nazis at the Daily Stormer. It could have been anyone. What if he was trying to ruin his own reputation on purpose? Ooh. Yeah, those people are insane. Sam Hyde is also a giant hypocrite. Like, recently he said it's cool to get people fired from their jobs if they make a joke like, oh man, I wish the Trump shooter didn't miss. Like, Sam Hyde literally celebrated the Charlottesville terrorist attack. And some guy had 2 friends get hit by the car. And Sam was like, owned, bitch! Yeah, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Someone said on Instagram if they had said something anti-gay, they would be like totally canceled immediately, like company destroyed forever. But instead they're like promoting satanic pedophilia, and like no one. The only person talking about it is Kanye. Who else has Kanye mentioned it? Has Kanye talking about it?
Kanye and like people on Twitter.
Yeah.
Just
It's
all like
low level, like red pill mom housewives.
Red pilled moms.
the community.
Yeah. So anyway, but you could save the world with one hammer attack. That's the other thing. It takes it.
Only takes one hammer.
People are like, oh, the world's so screwed up. Though the world's so screwed up and hopeless, you could save the world with one hammer attack.
You just gotta hit the right nail.
At any given time. That's all I'm saying. But all it would take to save the world is some willpower. I'm not going to do it, though.
So, we talked about the Daily Stormer. I guess I have 2 final things to add. And these are related to the topic of the video, which is Marky. So, number 1 is, you know how half of the reason this infographic was made is because people were trying to cancel Marky for losing her virginity? Well, one of the people in this thread was Jet Neptune. So, Jet Neptune used to post with a trip code on 4chan's R9K board. And if you don't know what a trip code is, it's a way of posting non-anonymously on image boards like 4chan and confirming your identity. If you want to post with a certain trip code, you have to know the password. And Jet Neptune used to post with this trip code under the username hack_blastard. And Jet has already gotten some criticism for the insane things he used to post, although some people like to defend him because he was only 18 at the time, and, that's very young. Now, 16, I hear that's old, like you're mature, you're basically ancient at that point. But yeah, 18, that's very, very young. Anyway, Jet Neptune posted his real name and face under this trip code, proving it's him. And he also posted about Marky. Jet Neptune said that Sam was the man, and that Marky was a whore. Sam was just treating a whore like a whore, and Marky belonged in the trash because she wasn't a virgin anymore. He also posted about Edie, about how he planned on moving near Sam to work for him in the future, and complained about people telling him he was just an MDE ripoff. Yeah, but admittedly, Jet might be riding Sam Hyde the alt-right sodomite stick nowadays. But it's also made him a shit ton of money, so smart career decision. And the final thing has to do with IDUBBBZ, and also Sam's employee Evan from the IDUBBBZ documentary. The more observant among you might remember Sam mentioning Evan's cancel website in the Soph DMs and the Marky stuff. Well, now, Evan is transgender and called Eve. Big surprise there. And Eve made a cancel website on Sam, which has a ton of stuff. Part of it is how she thought Sam Hyde was just an edgy comedian, and then found out he was a neo-Nazi. And it has a picture of Sam and Richard Spencer, and Weave, and his live stream with Nick Fuentes, and stuff like that. Part of it is a bunch of allegations about Sam that can be found elsewhere online, like the Marky stuff. And part of it was about how Sam got 2 of his girlfriends pregnant at the same time. One of those being Hannah, and one being a 19-year-old Brown student. And that Brown student's identity was originally censored, but Channing Christmas Example Krieger was talking to Eve, and so Eve wanted to cancel Sam, and Channing has been trying to cancel Sam since like 2018. So Eve reached out, and Channing does not give a fuck about doxing people. So she doxed Sam's 19-year-old girlfriend, she doxed Eve's emails, so now I have to censor it for YouTube, and she published her emails with Eve. And apparently, Eve told IDUBBBZ about all of this shit. And yet IDUBBBZ was too much of a pussy to put anything about Sam's harem in that video, let alone to include anything about Marky. Yeah, my guess is that IDUBBBZ maybe wanted to be 100% sure this was real before saying anything. Maybe he wanted to interview Marky and couldn't get in contact. She kinda disappeared from the internet because of all the people stalking her. But some people say that IDUBBBZ was trying to make a hit piece on Sam. You're delusional. IDUBBBZ was basically Lex fucking Friedman, and you people still aren't happy. He could have included so much shit, but he didn't, because just like every single other big YouTuber that refuses to cover the Marky allegations, he was afraid that all of this was a joke or a prank or otherwise untrue. But as we have seen, it's not. Like, go on, make a video about Marky, farm some drama, make a bunch of money. Now you know that you're not going to falsely accuse someone and ruin your career by doing it. That is my gift to you. Also, a quick addendum. This is me about 2 weeks later. So I was arguing with Froggy Fresh about this stuff the other day on Twitter. I was arguing with him because Hassan tries to block all mention of the name Sam Hyde, but Sam Hyde tries to block all mention of the name Marky. And I'm not a fan of Hassan Piker, but this point is fucking stupid. Hassan Piker does not pretend to be this badass, alpha male, I will dominate you, you're all afraid of me type guy like Sam Hyde does. Hassan Piker is openly a soy boy who lifts weights, and he doesn't pretend to be anything different. And sure, Hassan is afraid of boxing Sam Hyde, but he has good reason to be. Sam Hyde is a much more experienced boxer than he is. Like, Sam Hyde has years of experience boxing his teenage girlfriends. And I say this, Froggy Fresh says this, and I show him Marky's Instagram story. And he says, I'm supposed to take Discord screenshots at face value when I don't even know who this is? And I'm like, okay, you don't understand that the important thing isn't that this is on Discord, it's that it's Marky's Instagram, Hazelnet. And maybe that's reasonable. And it's gonna be hard to do something like give context showing all of Marky's social media or the appearance timeline over Twitter. You know, I only have 240 characters because I'm not gonna pay for Twitter. So I'm like, do you want me to compile all the evidence and send you the link? And then he says that he doesn't want to see my evidence because I haven't shown him the evidence yet. Yeah, he says, no thanks. Your own schizo ramblings don't even have confirmed dates and is complete speculation and word-of-mouth accusations and guesses. I don't even know if that's the name of the girl in the photos or anything. So, number one, I have multiple different ways of confirming her identity that I could have shown you. I have a picture of her holding up a photo ID with her first and last name on it, and other personal information that I'm fine with showing YouTubers and stuff privately, as long as they promise not to share it, because it's, doxing. And then there's the hundreds of 4chan users calling her Marky, and if you don't believe that, then there's the picture the official University of Fairbanks Instagram account, that it was uploaded calling her Marky and saying she's from Rhode Island in 2015. She was also a college freshman. Do the math. So many people have tried to bring Sam down. Being a woman-beating pedo would have been the go-to, not Nazi, if these claims had any weight or actual proof behind them. Well, you want to know why this hasn't blown up yet? People like you are reason number one. But there are a lot of reasons. One reason is that, up to this point, Sam Hyde has been extraordinarily lucky on the timing. When most of this stuff came out, it was just rumors. And when Marky finally confirmed it, there wasn't anyone trying to cancel Sam Hyde, because Sam Hyde was already canceled. Another reason is Sam Hyde is far-right and has a far-right audience. We saw earlier that when Marky decided to speak out against Sam, she was victim-blamed, called a whore, and harassed into silence. Sam Hyde is basically Andrew Tate with more plausible deniability, and most of his fans are the same, especially before 2022, when IDUBBBZ revived Sam's career, and Sam gained a lot more normie fans. Sam being far-right also has had a lot of other serendipitous effects for him. Nobody knows about these old tweets, because his old Twitter got banned. Most people don't know about Soph's video, because she also got banned from YouTube for her extreme politics. And another reason is because of meta-irony. People normally talk about the Sam Hyde meta-irony stuff in regards to him being a Nazi, but funnily enough, the same exact thing applies to him fucking 16-year-olds. Sam Hyde does something psychotic, openly, and people defend him because they think that to be that open about it, there must be something that they don't understand. You know, he's playing a 5D chess meta-ironic character, and look, people are getting angry about it. The reason they don't like him is because they are too dumb to get it. So basically, Sam Hyde is Rick and Morty for 4chan autists. Like in the video Sam made trying to find voice actresses for his brony dating sim, Sam Hyde said this.
I need hot girls. I need the hottest girls out there. Hot girls, the hottest girls, ages 16 to 26. This is not for anything vulgar or bad or rated R. This is for a legitimate thing. MDE is doing a brony dating sim.
Yep, nothing to see here. It's gonna be a completely non-sexual game.
Trust me, when you fire this game up, your little fucking nuts are gonna start quaking, buddy.
There's nothing sexual about it.
You're gonna shoot.
Yeah, and hopefully he was just scamming the bronies and only lying to them and not trying to do anything with the hot 16-year-olds in his DMs. Yeah, at least he didn't say he liked pizza one time 13 years ago. Now, that would have been really suspicious. But like, this is on his own YouTube channel. He does this openly, and nobody gives a fuck, because the more casual fans of Sam Hyde think that everything he says and does is meta-irony, and the more devoted fans of Sam Hyde know that the irony is just a cover, but they're okay with it. They're like, Sam Hyde is based. Those 16-year-olds were whores. Man, I wish the good guys won World War II. And blah 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 blah. I'm crazy. I'm obsessed with Sam Hyde. If this was real, someone would have proven it by now. Yeah, except that anyone else could have proven all of the stuff that I did in this video at any point, and none of them did. And I know a lot of people have Froggy Fresh's mindset here. This is why I baited him into the argument. Step 1 is getting people to talk about it and breaking the silence. Thanks for the help, by the way. Step 2 is spreading the evidence enough that people are, at the very least, aware of it. Sam Hyde's haters, at this point, are probably going to latch onto this, and every time Sam tries to dunk on someone from this point on, they're gonna go, Marky, 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 Marky. And then you're gonna be like, oh, come on, Sam, please debunk this. I'm supposed to be an alpha giga chad by being a fan of you, but now they're making fun of me. Please, please prove them wrong, Sam. Why aren't you saying anything? Please, Sam. Where? And he's not gonna say anything because his response alone would probably elicit media attention, which is step 3. Regardless, now it's only a matter of time. Call me crazy all you want. The wheels for this are now in motion, and they only turn in one direction. Ironically, Sam says that the left are the NPCs and incapable of rational thought, but the only reason why he hasn't seen consequences for his actions is literal groupthink. Nobody else is talking about this, so it must not be true. Yeah, but the Marky stuff is only the beginning. And no matter how much you deflect, or try to smear me, or call me crazy, there is no stopping it. In fact, I am so confident that the rest of my evidence paints a picture of Sam Hyde as an abusive, sociopathic sexual predator that I'm even going to make myself look crazy on purpose to make it easy for you. At least that way, you'll have a chance. So here is a bunch of true and half-true statements about Sam Hyde that you can quote me on and take me out of context to make me look crazy. Sam Hyde is a cheater, abuser, and manipulator. He's a porn-addicted gooner. He had a diaper closet. He's a cuckold. He's more of a cuckold than IDUBBBZ will ever be. He is a Nazi. He is Kylo Ren. And he is a literal, actual school shooter. The only thing is, he doesn't use a gun. And they call him the Candyman, but that's for multiple reasons. Anyway, Froggy Fresh, I know that it's not your fault you were born stupid. But, fuck you. Anyway, so this video was originally going to be a part of a longer video about Sam Hyde. About how he's a sociopathic abuser and cheater, and how he has a harem around himself. Like, I could talk about this for days, but I figured nobody's gonna watch a 4-hour-long video of some random dumbfuck. So this video is a way to prove I'm not a random dumbfuck. And just know that I will be covering all of the Sam Hyde allegations, not just the Marky stuff, in a future video. I might give updates on Twitter, so follow me there. Now, some of the Sam Hyde allegations are fake, so be careful, but a lot of it is real. So stay tuned for that. But until then, just know that Sam is open about the cheating stuff, at least. He gives 0 fucks.
And that's the thing that I thought the first time I had sex with her, and I forgot the crazy stuff. So at this time, I was cheating on her with like 3 other girlfriends. And we had one of the girlfriends show up outside the house, and we had this like balcony that looked off, and it looked like the kind of balcony where you'd have someone looking down at a woman screaming up about being cheated on. And she was on the mattress getting plowed, and she saw it and was like, "You cheated on me? Just make it so that I'm your only girlfriend. You have to tell her. You have to tell her right now." It was that night was fucking bonkers.
Mental illness. You know, I never even wanted to make this video. All I wanted was an apology. But seeing as you've ignored me, Samuel, it looks like I'm gonna have to play hardball. Maybe next time you'll learn not to disrespect a man's Oshi. And you will learn, because from this point on, there will be no more getting away with it. Now it's time for Guess He Got What He Deserved. Kept you waiting there too long, my love. Until next time, everyone. Yes, goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you guys to all the people who hit me up on Facebook asking me about my bowl cut. I just want to say it's really funny. I want to be your friend. Just like you, Jordan Harple. Jordan hit me up and asked me about my bowl cut.
These 16-year-old girls, though, for some reason that video really reels them in.